Imagine sitting in your room in the dead of night, scrolling through stories that make your skin crawl. You think you know the darkest crimes America has ever seen, but trust me, what you're about to hear will burrow into your mind and refuse to leave. These aren't just tragic murders or strange disappearances. These are the kinds of cases that make you check the locks twice at night, that make you wonder if the person walking past your window has secrets you'll never know. Tonight, we're diving into 6 of the most disturbing true crime cases from the United States: real, unsolved, and unforgettable. Let's begin with a mystery that still terrifies New England decades later. In 1978, the town of Springfield, Massachusetts, was shaken by the story of the Springfield Three. 3 women, Susie Streeter, her mother Cheryl, and friend Stacy McCall, vanished without a trace after a night out celebrating graduation. Their car, their purses, even their cigarettes were left behind inside the house. The front porch light was shattered, and there were signs that something violent might have happened inside, but there were no bodies, no struggle that could explain 3 women disappearing at the same time. Police worked thousands of leads. Rumors swirled about a convicted criminal who claimed knowledge of the crime, but his stories were inconsistent. To this day, their disappearance is one of the most haunting, unsolved mysteries in America. No remains, no confirmed suspects, just 3 lives swallowed by the night. Now imagine this. It's 1947, Los Angeles. A woman's body is discovered in a vacant lot, cut in half with surgical precision, drained of blood, and posed grotesquely. The victim was Elizabeth Short, soon to be immortalized in headlines as the Black Dahlia. She was just 22 years old, an aspiring actress. The brutality of her murder shocked the nation. The press swarmed, inventing lurid tales about her life, painting her as both a victim and a seductress. Police questioned hundreds of suspects, doctors, actors, men she had dated, but the killer's identity was never confirmed. The details were so gruesome that even hardened detectives couldn't shake the scene. The Black Dahlia case remains one of the most infamous unsolved murders in American history, a crime that Hollywood itself seems too twisted to have invented. But the next case takes us into a suburban nightmare. 2014, Westfield, New Jersey. A family moves into their dream home only to start receiving letters. The notes were signed by someone calling themselves the Watcher. The writer claimed their family had watched the house for generations. They asked terrifying questions like, "Have you found what's in the walls yet?" and demanded that the house be filled with what they called young blood. The letters referenced the children by name, details only a close neighbor could know. Terrified, the family abandoned the home, never spending a single night there. Investigators combed through the neighborhood but never found the writer. Was it a neighbor, a prank, a cult, or something stranger? To this day, the Watcher's identity remains a chilling mystery, and the house itself, just an ordinary suburban home, still stands, with new owners daring to live inside. Travel now to Chicago, 1982. A young girl dies suddenly after taking a Tylenol capsule. Within hours, more victims follow, 7 people in total. Someone had tampered with bottles of extra-strength Tylenol, lacing them with deadly cyanide. Panic erupted nationwide. Parents threw away every pill bottle in their homes. Grocery stores pulled medicine from the shelves. The deaths seemed random, targeting complete strangers with an everyday product. No one was ever charged with the murders, though a man was convicted of attempting to extort Johnson & Johnson, the company that made Tylenol. The crime changed America forever. Tamper-proof seals, child-proof caps, and safety warnings became standard because of those deaths. Yet the person who caused the deaths of 7 innocent people in Chicago walked away free, their identity still unknown, their motives still buried. Now picture a man known only by a nickname, Zodiac. In the late 1960s and early 70s, Northern California lived in fear of a killer who seemed to crave attention as much as he craved blood. The Zodiac killer taunted police and newspapers with letters, ciphers, and symbols. Some of his codes remain unsolved to this day. He bragged about his murders, claimed responsibility for others, and mocked investigators for failing to catch him. His confirmed victims were 5, but he claimed many more. Witnesses described him as an average-looking man, the kind of face that could blend into any crowd. For decades, theories have spread about his identity: school teachers, military men, random loners. Some say he died years ago. Others believe he may still be alive. The Zodiac Killer became more than a murderer. He became a cultural ghost, haunting American history with his smug grin drawn at the bottom of letters, daring us to find him. And finally, let's step into the quiet streets of Long Island, New York. In 2010, police discovered the remains of multiple women along Gilgo Beach. These women, many of them sex workers, had vanished years before. The media soon gave the unknown killer a chilling name: the Long Island Serial Killer. For over a decade, theories piled up. Was he a police officer, using knowledge of the system to stay ahead of investigators? Was he a wealthy local with resources to hide his crimes? In 2023, after years of frustration, police finally arrested a man named Rex Heuermann, a seemingly ordinary architect living in Massapequa Park. He was charged with the murders of several of the women, though the case is ongoing. The mystery lingers because for years, someone dumped bodies along a stretch of highway, and the community lived in quiet fear, never knowing who was hiding in plain sight. These 6 disturbing cases remind us that America's darkest stories don't always belong to history books or Hollywood scripts. They hide in suburban neighborhoods, in medicine cabinets, in quiet coastal roads. The Springfield 3, swallowed by the night. The Black Dahlia, turned into a symbol of brutality. The Watcher, still writing from the shadows. The Tylenol murders, proof that safety can be an illusion. The Zodiac, grinning from the past. The Long Island Serial Killer, finally unmasked but leaving behind scars that will never heal. So the real question is, what do we do with these stories once we've heard them? Do we lock our doors tighter, look at strangers differently, check the labels on every bottle? Or do we accept that some mysteries will always linger, unsolved and uncomfortably close? Because in America, the land of opportunity and dreams, some of the darkest nightmares are written not in fiction, but in truth. And maybe, just maybe, one of those nightmares is unfolding right now, closer to you than you'd ever want to believe.